Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 76 of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that might surprise you a little bit, but it's also kind of buzzy right now, and that is self care and why self care is so important when it comes to reaching your weight loss goals, especially in perimenopause. So many times women in this stage of life between jobs and kids and life and all the stresses that we carry and the different hats we wear, sometimes self-care feels like it's just one more thing on your to-do list, right? But I'm going to break this down for you. And instead of just thinking about self-care as like, your pedicures, your massages, whatever, things that feel more luxurious, I'm going to talk about how self care can be a little bit different than that and easy ways to incorporate it into your life without it feeling like just one more thing, right? We come from a hustle culture, right? Of early morning wake up times, long lists of things to do, so many things going on. This is how I lived from like 2013 to 2018. It wasn't until I had to force myself to slow down and take better care of myself because of the weight gain experience that I went through. I thought I was taking care of myself during those years. I was going to the gym. I was getting up early. I was spending, hours meal prepping meals into containers, this intense structure. But now we're just really evolving into a new time of wellness. And I love it. I am absolutely here for it. It involves less hustle and self care in a different kind of way, right? And like I said, I don't necessarily mean naps, manicures, but those count for sure. But sometimes I actually mean like holding yourself to a higher standard to help you show up for your best self and rise up to be your best. Okay. So let's talk more about like what is self care and what it isn't, right? Self care is not selfish and it is not a luxury. It is a necessity, especially if you're in a crazy time of life when you are trying to, focus on your kids and your spouse and other people in your life. You're trying to spend some of your time on them. It's even more necessary to take care of yourself first. Okay. It's not about the luxury spa days, the endless like pamper treatments, although those can be super fun, but it's about meeting your own needs in a way that fits into your life. Okay. And self-care really truly is tied to weight loss. So it can help regulate your hormones like stress. The better you take care of yourself, the more healthy your stress levels are going to be. It's going to help improve your energy levels when you take good care of yourself and prioritize that self-care. Your energy levels are going to be better. Your mood is going to be better. Your sleep is going to be better. All these things that are so important for weight loss and hormone health are going to be better when you're taking good care of yourself. You're going to feel more patient with your kids, with your loved ones. You're going to show up better. And that's going to be like a positive snowball cycle when it comes to weight loss. When you're showing up better and feeling better, you're going to want to eat better. You're going to want to work out. You're going to want to get outside. You're going to want to get your steps in. It's all just this snowball, right? So let's dive into more about that. How does your self-care positively impact your weight loss? So let's kind of touch on each of those things I just mentioned. So with reducing stress, we know that chronic stress is going to increase cortisol levels, right? And we know that chronically high cortisol levels can lead to fat storage. It can lead to excess inflammation, which can lead to more diseases and all sorts of things. That the self-care is going to help lower that stress. When you're doing things that you love for you specifically, not for anyone else, you are going to have healthier cortisol levels. It's going to help you show up better. It's going to help you make better decisions around your food, around your exercise. So it's going to really help manage those stress levels. It's also going to improve your sleep quality. So poor sleep quality is going to disrupt your hunger and fullness hormones. We've talked about that before, your leptin and your ghrelin. It's going to lead to more cravings and more overeating. And when you're prioritizing rest, recovery, and really meeting those needs for yourself, you're going to balance these hormones, which is going to help in your weight loss, right? Self-care is also going to help with your emotional health. It can help you prevent emotional eating. It can help you prevent that mindless munching that's so common and just build a more positive relationship with food in your body, because you're not going to feel like that frantic, stressed, mindless eating, just that constant fight or flight feeling when you're prioritizing self-care. And it's also going to help your consistency. So when you are feeling your best and you're cared for, you're more likely to stick to your healthy habits. You're more likely to focus on positive, healthy nutrition going into your body, your workouts, your hydration. Like I mentioned, it's like this positive snowball effect. Okay. So you get it. You get why it's important. You get how it can help your weight loss. Let's talk about how to fit it into your life. Because if you're like me, you're like, oh my gosh, it's one more thing. Oh, now I have to meditate. Now I have to focus on a hobby. Now I need to do deep breathing and be mindful and yada, yada. Let's talk about how to fit into your life in a way that is rejuvenating to you, but it doesn't feel like one more thing. Okay. So one way to do it is a morning routine reset. So this can be as quick as 3 to 5 minutes, even up to 10 minutes that you take for yourself before the chaos of the day gets going. So if you have kids, it's waking up before the kids get up. And like I said, it does not have to be long. Okay. It can be 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing, journaling. Maybe you enjoy a quiet cup of coffee by a window in a recliner. Whatever that looks like for you, it's slow, it's quiet, and it's before the chaos begins. Okay. That's one way to fit it into your life. Another way is focusing on your movement as self-care. And that can be show up as focusing on workouts you enjoy, not just ones that you think you should be doing. So asking yourself, what do I want to do today? Right? Do I want to lift? Do I want to get outside and go for a walk? Do I want to rollerblade? If you're me, I had a time last summer where I was so sick of going to the gym. All I wanted to do was get outside on my rollerblades, and it was beautiful weather. And that's what I wanted to do. So I revamped my routine. I went from 4 days a week of lifting to 3 days a week of lifting. And I went from 1 or 2 days on my rollerblades outside to 2 to 3 days. And just that slight shift felt so good to me. It made me excited about my workouts. I wasn't dreading them anymore. And it truly felt like self-care because I was listening to myself, my mind, my body, and what I wanted to do. Okay. Another way is focusing on nourishing your body and not depriving it. So we know if you have weight loss goals, you do need to be in a calorie deficit, right? But it's the mindset that you approach that calorie deficit that can make all the difference. You can still be in a calorie deficit and focus on nourishment. What can you add to your nutrition that can help? Can you add color? Can you add fiber? Can you add more fruits and veggies? All while staying in a calorie deficit instead of focusing on what do I have to take away? I can't eat this. I can't have that. I have to cut out sugar, like cut out X, Y, and Z. Focus on meals you look forward to eating. Okay. What are foods that you truly love that are nourishing to your body? And don't forget, treats can be a part of self-care too if you're enjoying them mindfully, right? It's the intention behind the thing. Okay. If you're having a brownie with some ice cream and you're just savoring every bite and you're like, this is so good. I don't do this very often and I love it. My taste buds love it. My mind loves it. That can be self-care. Now, contrast that similar situation with making brownies and having ice cream and binging on them and eating tons of them because you're like, I can't have this tomorrow, so I'm going to have as much as I can right now and just eat myself sick. That is not nourishment, and that is truly not self-care. Does that make sense? Setting boundaries with yourself. So if you can learn to say no to things that you don't have to do that drain your energy, focus on not people pleasing, not saying yes to things that you truly don't want to do and don't need to do. Protect that time for yourself and don't feel guilty about it. If you just crave your evenings because you love to read a book or watch a show with your spouse or spend that time with your kids, and you're constantly being asked to do things in the evenings, and you don't really want to do it, you'd rather spend that time with your family, learn how to say no in a way that does not make you feel guilty and that is protecting that time that you want to spend in a way you want to spend it, right? And then finally, focus on these tiny moments of self-care. It does not need to be a whole thing. It does not need to be an hour massage or a 45-minute morning routine, a 30-minute evening routine, and all these different things that just feel overwhelming. 1 to 2 minutes during the day when you're feeling stressed to stretch, breathe, just walk outside, Close your eyes and look up at the sun. Obviously, like I said, close your eyes before you look up at the sun. But these small times throughout your day can work wonders when it comes to helping your body. When it comes to helping your body feel like you are taking care of it and that your mind like you are taking care of yourself. Okay. There's a few that barriers that come to mind when I think about, why don't we focus on self-care? There's three things that come to mind. They're guilt, time, and your mindset. So when it comes to guilt, especially if you've got kids, especially if you wear multiple different hats, it's easy to feel like I don't have time for this. I don't have time to focus on myself, right? That's selfish. You have to remember it's essential. It's not an indulgence. You can't take care of others if you're not showing up the best for yourself, right? And you wouldn't want your daughters to run themselves into the ground and not take care of themselves. You have to set a good example for how you want them to live their life as well. Another a barrier might be time, but it does not have to take long. Like I just mentioned, it doesn't have to be a huge, overwhelming routine. 3 to 5 minutes can make a huge difference. And with your mindset, just again, remember that taking care of your body and your mind is an act of love for yourself. It's like, thank you, body. I appreciate all you do for me throughout the day. All the stress I put you through, I'm taking care of you. That should not be a chore, right? So hopefully this helps you guys. This was a quick episode today that I just wanted to focus on the importance of doing things for you. They're truly for you, not for anyone else, something that you love to do that makes your heart so happy. And I really wanted to tie that into your fitness and weight loss goals because it really is so interconnected. When you are just going and hustling and being everything for everyone, you're not going to feel your best. You're not going to take the best care of those people, and you're not going to be your healthiest self. I promise you that. So hopefully this quick episode was helpful to you guys. I'd love to hear what your favorite ways of self-care are. So go ahead and visit me on social media and let me know, and I will see you guys next week.